And I didn't even get the time. What time is it? We are live. Okay. I think it's probably a little after one or something. All right, so we're gonna wait for everybody that is gonna be jumping on. I'm gonna go ahead and give a few minutes and we're gonna do an energy check-in for today. It's beautiful out and they have the grass mowers out here today. So you guys might be able to hear a little bit of the mowing of the lawn in the background. I was gonna wait and then do my hike and then come back and jump on. But by the time I'm done with my hike, they may have more people at the park because the kids will be out of school by then. Um, so you're gonna have to excuse the mowers in the background. All right. Okay. So energetically today, what I'm picking up energetically is using your discernment, but also being courageous. Hey, my love, how are you? Okay, so we're just giving it some more time to see if the notification went out because I know sometimes YouTube does not always send out notification. And once again, I'm sorry for the mowers in the background. I got to make a mental note that Tuesday is mowing days. Working but listening. That's good. Ocean lover working but listening. Is the mowers really bad? Can you hear the lawn mowers in the background really badly? Hopefully not, because they're on the other side of the park. Okay. So we've been talking about this new energy timeline shift for a few weeks now. Just energetically with some of the other videos that I've put out. We are actually now in a new energy timeline, right? You don't hear them at all. Perfect. Okay. So in this new energy timeline that we're in is going to require two things from you, right? It's going to require discipline, and it's also going to require you being able to take control of your emotions and take control of your mind, right? This new timeline that we're in, you're not going to be able to create from fear. Hey, Miss T, how are you? Wholeness to you. This new timeline that we're in, you're not going to be able to manifest in this new timeline from fear. Okay. So let me just tell you how this is going to be working, and then we'll just kind of get into the energy of the jumping cards today. So this is how it's coming across to me, right? Some of us have been going through this pressing, or I want to say this, like it's just been confirmation of transformation after transformation after transformation after transformation after transformation, right? So as soon as you feel like you've gotten the muscles and you've passed one transformation, oh, my allergies, my eyes are tearing. It seems like something else comes up in your space for you to be able to learn, to grow, to overcome, or some type of challenge, right? And I can honestly say some people may have been experiencing this particular shift that we're talking about from since back in 2012, okay? So we're talking about energy going all the way back to 2012. And I'm also hearing spirit say, look at 2018 also. So energy working from 2012 to 2018. So look in 2012 and 2018 and see what are the major things that went down in 2012 and 2018, because a lot of what went down in those years are wrapping up now as we speak. There is some type of gift, some type of reward, some type of abundance, something that you have been working on. And for some people, this is spiritually, this is mentally, this is emotionally, right? For some people, this is financially also, because you may not have been physically working at this. You may have been jotting it down, taking notes, journaling about it, right? But there's something here present right now at the forefront in this energy that is waiting to be birthed, okay? And I don't know if it's a spiritual superpower. I don't know if it's a physical superpower with abundance, because I'm also hearing like pinnacles dropping, like clink, 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 like a whole waterfall of pinnacles falling, right? So this could be spiritual, this could be financial, this could be emotional, right? And for some people, I feel like this could be physical also, especially physical. In the knees. There's something about knees, right? In your lower, like your knees and your legs, and maybe even your ankles, right? Um, and I don't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head what zodiac sign ankles represent. I don't know why I'm thinking Pisces, but that might be wrong. But I have to make note, and then we can talk about that in tomorrow's video, right? But there's something going on energetically where it's really a birthing. You're in a birthing stage, right? So one of the things that I was hearing, and I was talking to Kelly Kales earlier today, or it could have been yesterday, in like my walk and meditation, and I heard push, like push, because I was telling her, girl, I'm tired. I said, I am tired. I am energetically, mentally, and emotionally tired because, my truth is I'm going through some life changing, interesting things right now. And energetically, it's requiring a lot of emotional energy, a lot of mental energy to the point where it's making me physically tired. Okay. Um, why is my screen frozen? Okay, there we go. All right, sorry, somebody tried to call me. Okay, so, and I forgot my tissue in the car, but okay, so there's something new on the forefront right now. Something new happening, right? There's changes happening everywhere for everyone. Decisions have to be made. For some of us, these decisions that have to be made, they were long time coming, is what I hear Spirit saying. And these decisions, and you can probably hear the mower. So excuse me if you hear the mower because they're actually a little closer now. These decisions that need to be made in this energy at this time, you had an inclination that one day you would need to pull the trigger on some of these decisions and some of these choices, right? And Spirit is saying the time is now. It's time to push. Like if you're a female, you can consider this in labor and giving birth to something, right? If you're a male, you can see this like lifting, putting an extra 10 pounds on each side of the dumbbell and having to push up, right? So there's a pushing required in this particular energy right now. And the push is simple. The push is you're going to have to fortify your emotions and your mental capacity, right? All right. So one of the things that came out in the poll today was discernment and beginnings, right? And the reason why I'm saying the push is here is because you're going to have to discern when to breathe and when to push, okay? Because the new beginnings are happening. The new beginnings are happening. Okay, so we got the Three of Pentacles showing up in reverse, right? We got the Seven of Wands also showing up here, matching the Three of Pentacles in reverse, right? So what this is saying, there's still some work here required to do. Although you've stepped into the new, although there's still beautiful things waiting to explode into your experience, and I'm talking about an explosion, okay? I'm talking about once you see Pluto go back into Aquarius, if you've been feeling like your voice has been a little bit um muffled, or you've been feeling like your chest is not out and you're not walking as strong and confident as you are, if you've been feeling like you don't have a sense of where to go and what to do, once we come into Scorpio season and we go into the underworld and Pluto gets back into Aquarius, although that energy from Aquarius is all about the group, it does require you to be an individual. It does require you to stand in your own uniqueness, right? So once that flip happens in mid-November, when Pluto shoots into Aquarius and the sun is in Scorpio, mind you, right? Some of these transformations that you've been feeling over the past, I want to say 2 months, because we're going back to the eclipse 4 weeks ago, right? That you've been feeling over the past 2 months, you're going to see how you're going to be standing a lot stronger and a lot more confident than you were 2 months ago. Okay. So there's still some work that needs to be done, right? There's still some work that needs to be done. And I kind of feel like the energy is saying now you got to stand in your stance. What's your stance? What's the position that you're taking in whatever this particular situation is? Whether it's a particular situation about your finances, about a relationship, about starting your business, about your health, about letting go of toxicity, right? What is your position on this particular situation where you stand right now, right? What is your position? because you could be dealing with manipulative energy. We got the magician card showing up in reverse. You could be dealing with manipulative energy. You could be dealing, and you could be dealing also with energetic vampiring, right? So, an energetic vampiring could be someone calling you to energetically dump their shit on you. And then once they've dumped all of their shit on you through conversation, they're ready to jump off the phone, right? They don't want to hear shit about what's going on in your life, right? But they want to energetically dump on you and then just get the hell out of Dodge. And one of the things that I'm seeing, I'm actually seeing one of my oracle cards. That's the Mars action card. It's like somebody go around starting all these little fucking fires, right? So they walk around and literally light a little piece of torch, light it and toss it and start the fires, and then it's gonna go tap into somebody's shoulder and say, What's going on over there? Do you see that? Where is that smoke coming from?" But they're the one that started the fire. So you got energy here with manipulation. You got energy here with people that's practicing deception. So you're going to have to be able to stand your ground today. Whatever it is that you believe and you know in your heart to be true, whatever that is, you want to be mindful of manipulative energy. And I want to say you want to be mindful also of people that's trying to give you that Neptune energy of illusions, right? You can clearly see that this is what it is, but I'm going to tell you, right? Although you're seeing that this is what it is, right? The sky is blue. I'm going to tell you that right now the sky is not blue, the sky is purple. Although you can see right now the sky is blue, I'm going to tell you that the sky is purple and through manipulation. Now, I want to say this person or this energy, right? Because you got the Queen of Pentacles here, right? This person or this energy that's manipulating. This could be somebody that feels like they know more than you. This could be somebody that feels like, or this could be you. This could be you interacting with this manipulative energy, right? And it's kind of like you show them grace and you show them, hey, Miss Coconut, how are you? It's been a long time. Welcome back. I am back. Now I am really back this time. Okay. But I feel like this energy of manipulation, this could be somebody in the Earth family. So we're talking about Capricorn, Virgo, or or Taurus energy. Okay, so but this person could, I feel like, let me see. No, we got to clarify this because I don't know if it kind of feels like somebody's trying to manipulate you, but you may be the grounded one, right? You may be the grounded one because I feel like there's energy of manipulation, there's vampiring energy here, but you may be the grounded one in this because we have the Queen of Pentacles popping up, and this is mature energy. This is a female that's about her business. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. Spirit is saying that there's new beginnings on the horizon, right? But you're gonna have to use your discernment. You know well enough to know by now when people are trying to manipulate you, to get you to do, to say, to act, to behave in a certain way that is not of you or that's not your true nature. Okay, it kind of feels like somebody's trying to get you out of your character, like they're trying to poke you out of your character, right? And like I said, telling you the sky is purple when you can clearly see the sky is blue. They're trying to tell you the sky is purple when you can clearly see the sky is blue. Okay. Now, this is energy also of somebody that I feel like could have been in your life for a while. So this is somebody that you have like or you had like what's the word? Um Not reverence, but you had respect for. I feel like this is somebody that you've had respect for, right? Um and this could be somebody feeling like they've had respect for you, but you had to put your foot down about something, okay? So there's been some type of message coming in. There's been some type of communication, and I feel like this is probably where the letting go comes in that we've been talking about all week, like letting go of stuff. So somebody may have communicated something to somebody. Oh, okay. Okay, I get this. We're dealing with energy right now that you may not that you may have to maneuver as you go through the day of you still having to put in the work on an energetic level, whether it's emotionally, to make sure when you're responding to things in this energy that you're not emotionally responding, right? Because you may have walked away or let go of something, or maybe even been rejected from something, or something could have fell apart that has you feeling fragmented right now, right? Something could have fell apart that has you feeling fragmented, and this could have been something that you've invested your time, your energy, your heart, your love for. This could have been something that you've been investing in for a while. This could have been something that matured over time, right? You've invested, whether it's finances, whether it's emotional energy, right? Whatever you've invested, you invested thinking that this was going to be what you needed to do to bring this thing to a success, right? But within this particular relationship where you may have had to let something go, or you may have had a conversation with somebody about walking away from something, mind you, this could be a relationship, this can be a job, this can be a business partnership, this can be family members, but this can also be some type of toxic pattern or toxic behavior that you've been I want to say operating in for a while now, right? Because the energy that's popping up here, and I don't know why I'm so this energy that's popping up here is Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but I'm getting more so maybe the Aries or the Leo energy, right? Because you got energy of dealing with somebody that's very arrogant, very hyperactive, like they bounce around from one spectrum to the next when it comes to emotion, and this person's an overly confident person, and they like to show off, okay? Now, if this is you, right? But I don't feel like this is you, the tribe of the community that I'm attracted to. I feel like you're navigating through energy that feels very heavy. I feel like you're navigating through energy where you're watching how people move, right, before you react, right? Or you're trying to pay attention to how people move before reacting or taking action, right? There's probably been some conversation already about whatever needs to be let go, whatever needs to be let in the past, because there's definitely some triggers and some disharmony and some type of conflict. And I feel like the conflict that's popping up here, it could be a conflict around because of the Queen of Pentacles. This could be a conflict around finances. It could be a conflict around property. It could be a conflict around stability, right? It could be a conflict around, I want to say, somebody's what do you call this? Livelihood, or somebody's um comfortability, but that's not the word that I'm hearing. The word is at the tip of my tongue, but I can't, like, it's not it's not coming out, right? Um uh Somebody's peace. Like, I feel like this has to do with somebody's peace and stability and finances, or what you deem to be success for you, right? Somebody may have feel like they've invested a lot of time, they've put a lot of time into this, right? And they've had to walk away from something energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, because whatever this is, it was not harmonious, okay? And once again, this could be a relationship that you're having with yourself, like recognizing toxic patterns that you need to let go of, right? Um, but spirit is saying you're gonna have to be courageous in this energy, and kind of like you know how masculine energy kind of stick their chest out, like, and like, you're gonna have to be courageous, and I feel like stick your chest out and take your stance. You want to stick your chest out and take your stance about what boundaries you need to put in place, right? Because you're discerning things from a different perspective now. You see things from a different perspective now, right? You may not necessarily be able to see the other side of things because of this discernment card. You see how she has like a fog over her eyes, right? But if you look at it, you can see that the moon is also in the clouds. So that lets me know that there's a balance happening there, right? So because the moon is in her head, that lets me know that she's thinking before she takes action, right? So balancing herself emotionally before she takes action. She's not just responding to things. She's using discernment to see how she's going to respond to something or someone, okay? Now keeping in mind that we're in a season of new beginnings. We're now about to go into the underworld when the energy gets over into Scorpio season, right? And not only are we going into the underworld where you're going to get to the depth of things. Now, this is where transformation happens, right? So we just had eclipse energy, right? That came in and ripped the fucking bandage off of something that we needed to know, right? Eclipse energy came in and eclipse energy totally destroyed something and rock your world, okay? Hey, Miss She, how are you? So eclipse energy came in and it totally rocked your world about something that needed change, right? And this is probably a change that the universe knew that you may not have actually taken actions on your own, right? So although the signs may have been there for you to take action, you may not have necessarily taken action on your own because it's comfortable, right? It's comfortable. It's kind of like, although you know it may have been toxic, although you know that you may get up every day and not like what you do, although you know that this is dead and nothing is growing from here, right? You literally felt comfortable enough in the fucking dysfunction or the uncomfortability. Oh, this is what I'm getting. You know how old people talk about, well, it's better to live with the devil you know than to live with the devil you don't know, or something like that. Cheaper to keep her, like all of those things. Cheaper to keep her. It's better. At least you know the devil you have, and all of those old sayings, right? So you know the shit is toxic, or you know the shit needs to be changed. You know that you want to go in a different direction. You know that there's newness out there. You know that there's all these things happening, right? But it's so comfortable here, even if it's dysfunctional or toxic, and the universe, and you know, but you're comfortable and you don't want to move because this is what you know. And at least you know this, right? At least you know this. You've gotten in a place where you're able to comfortably maneuver through the bullshit of this toxicity, right? And the universe is saying, but I got so much more over here that's beautiful. You think that's love? You think that's your dream job? You think that you're happy? But look over here. I got so much more over here for you if you could just let go of this thinking, of this belief system, of this toxic ass relationship. The universe is just asking you to free fall in trust. But in this free fall and trusting, you need to be able to use your discernment to know what gets your attention and what doesn't, right? So it is kind of like a new beginning and walking through a new door, right? Walking to a new door, but within this new door, you are going to have to take action and you're going to have to take courage, right? Have courage. Like, I have this thing that I say in my relationship. I feel like every my relationships, right, with friends, with family member, I feel like everybody has the right to be able to feel what they want to feel, to think what they want to think, to act how they want to act. We're all here for our own experiences, right? I know for a fact that that's my truth, right? I also know with me giving everyone the freedom and the space to be, think, act, and do whatever it is they want, I also need to take that same freedom for myself to be, to think, to do whatever it is I feel like I need to be doing for myself, right? But when you have new changes on the rise and you have an archetype like some of us do where we like to be in control, and even if you don't have an archetype where you like to be in control, what you can find is that life sometimes throws so much things at you that you find yourself wanting to be in control of the things that you can't control, right? So instead of letting go, you tend to hold on because you can control this, right? So instead of you being able to fall free fall in trust, right? You keep holding on because this you can control, right? This you know. You know if you do XYZ, this is going to happen. You know if you say XYZ, this is going to happen. You're going to initiate this response. You know if you ignore this, this is going to happen, right? So you get so stuck and so rigid in being in these boxes or these spaces that we've confided ourselves in that we don't even stretch out. You can think of it like the freaking metamorphosis of a butterfly, right? And the beautiful thing about a metamorphosis as a butterfly is in that crystal, so that cocoon, the butterfly has to freaking elbow and fight and stretch and and get itself out of that crystals or the cocoon before it can fly, right? It needs to go through that process of being able to know what friction is, right? Know what it feels like to rub up against something that's trying to block you and confine you. So when the butterfly does exit the cocoon or the crystals, right, it's able to fly and fly freely, and it's able to soar above whatever it is it thought it was in that little itty bitty cotton crystal shell, right? It's just you being able to finally take a deep breath once you've gotten out of the cocoon. And that's what's happening. A lot of us are coming out of the cocoon, not to mention energetically, planets that have been in position for the past 18 to 19 years are now switching over into a brand new energy, aka Pluto moving over into Aquarius. That Aquarius energy is ruled by Uranus. And I want to say also Saturn. Okay, so let's just keep this in mind now, right? So once Pluto goes into um Aquarius is ruled by Uranus and Saturn. Okay, so Uranus is asking you and requiring you. Okay, I don't understand. I should have bought some chapstick. um Uranus is requiring you to be your unique individual self. That's the requirement. Uranus is going to come in and Uranus is going to smash everything to freaking bits and pieces. So that relationship that you may have been holding on to 10 years that no longer fits this new direction that you're scheduled to go, Uranus is going to come in and Uranus is going to smash that 10-year relationship and smash it into pieces and just blow it to the wind. Okay, just blow it out to the wind. But Uranus is because Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn. Saturn is still talking to Aquarius and saying, but there's rules here, right? We got to do things a certain way. But Aquarius is saying to Saturn, I hear your rules, but we're going to put your rules on pause right now because I need to be able to have freedom and to be freely me, right? Because on the Saturn is still confining you to have order, have structure. So there's always that delicate dance between that Aquarian energy to be able to stay and follow the rules and the order and the structure of things, but be your own unique individual self and add what's necessary for the to the group. Okay, so that long drawn out thing to say this, okay? For the past 18 to 19 years, we have been stuck with Pluto being in Saturn. That energy of Saturn is rigid, it's disciplined, it's ordered, and it's structured. Okay. Now that we're going over for another 18 to 20 years in Aquarius, this energy is not as restrictive. This energy is a lot more freeing, but it's going to require you to be who you are. And how can you really be who you are if you don't know who you are, right? How can you really be who you are if you don't embrace the parts of yourself that are fragmented, right? So this is what gets me along this journey, and I get told this a lot. Like right now, when I'm going through my tribe, that's in my personal circle. You know, they rally around me and they just remind me of how much of a master I am because of how I'm handling my own personal thing that I'm going through right now, right? And part of the spiritual journey is knowing that even the nasty behavior of other people, right, is necessary in this journey. Even the painful parts of this journey that hurts like hell, that you can't take any type of medication from to get any type of peace or solace, right? Even those times that hurts like hell, I can guarantee you that even in those painful places, right, there's still beauty in that lesson. There's still beauty in that journey if you're open to see it, if you're open to receive it, right? Because you're not going to be in that place of uncertainty and unknowing and pain and maybe chaos um or fogginess forever. You're just not, right? The planet's just, like the only way that you stay there forever is if you're not doing your work. Okay. So if you are an empath, if you're a spiritual being that's seeking higher, that's looking to love, to grow, to evolve, right? You're going to find that there's peaks and there's valleys and then there's like, the plane, right? So everything ebbs and flows, right? But the one thing that you're going to find is even in the painful places, right? There's beauty. There's lessons, right? There's joy, even in those painful places. There's all of these things that we can tap into, right? So the message for today is simple, because I know I've been all over the globe and back, right? You are stepping into new beginnings, but you need to be able to use your discernment, right? And I'm gonna give you some simple tips for that. If your phone rings and you see a particular number or you see a particular name, and energetically you feel like this is not the time to take this phone call, don't take this phone call. If energetically you feel like you need to call such and such at such and such time, use your discernment and make the call. If energetically you're asked maybe to go to this particular supermarket instead of going to this particular supermarket, you want to do as you're led, right? If you're in a disagreement or you're going back and forth in a conversation with someone, um, and spirit says to you, say nothing. Energetically, you're going to have to use your discernment, because this is not so much about being right, right? So we're not in the energy about being right. We're in the energy of, and I don't even want to use the word righteous, but that's the word that's coming to mind, right? You don't want to be right. So you don't have to be right to prove anything to anyone, but you want to be righteous. And what I'm saying about righteous, I'm talking about righteous, like right within yourself, right? You want to be able to know that you don't have to win an argument. There's no need to win an argument with someone, especially someone that you know, no matter what you say, no matter how this go down, they're still going to believe and do and move the way they want to. So you don't have to have unwarranted arguments. You don't have to have unwarranted, long, drawn out debates. You don't have to have these unwarranted, long, loop conversation in your head. Yep, yep, Miss Coconut. Yep, Miss Coconut Tea got it together. Miss Coconut said, um, being obedient to your gut. Yep, being obedient to your gut. Okay, that's necessary in this energy. Is being obedient to your gut. My allergies is acting up, y'all. Um, so that's exactly what this means, Miss Coconut. Discernment is being obedient to your gut. And I don't know if you guys can notice this, right? So if you notice where the placement of this sun is, and it looks like a sun, or it could be like I don't know, not even like a sun. It looks like this is a whole nother galaxy within a galaxy, right? But if you notice of where she's holding this ball of energy, right? So she's holding this ball of energy near her heart chakra space. So although she can't see, and she's governing with her emotions by this moon here, she's still checking into her heart chakra space, and this is where she's governing things from. Do you know that your heart chakra is your true brain? Do you know that your heart chakra is your true brain? I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you knew your heart chakra was your true brain. I don't know if you knew your heart chakra is a place that you should really discern things first from, right? So, anybody that's out here doing this spiritual work, this is a basic foundation that they're going to teach you. Your feelings are what produces your manifestation, right? Your feelings and your thoughts are what produces manifestation. So, but most importantly, your feelings are going to produce the manifestation. I'm going to break this down for you, right? Okay. I'm going to break this down for you. Your brain is your true, I mean, your heart is your true brain, okay? This is why they always talk about follow your heart. Yes, yes, Miss Coconut. This is why they always Miss Coconut Tea. Do you know that I have a friend that calls me Coconut because I'm from the Caribbean? She calls me Coconut. Hey, Coconut. Um, but let me tell you how this works, okay? Your heart is your true brain. This is why your heart has to be light as a feather. This is why you have to trust your heart, right? Your heart is your true brain. And you're not going to be able to have discernment in your heart space if you have a lot of unforgiveness, if you have a lot of resentment, if you have a lot of fragmented trauma that you have not worked through, right? So your heart is not going to be able to really be able to discern things. This is why you be wanting to let people go energetically when they do something to you, because you will learn that you don't do anything in this universe without an effect. There's always a cause and an effect. So you don't really have to get anybody back. You don't really have to get one up on anybody, right? Because whatever they've pushed out energetically is currency. That's energetic currency. That's money. That's an energetic exchange, right? So the opposite end of that has to be returned to them. So you can't go buying fuckery and not think you're going to get change back with fuckery, right? So you can't go out buying something in love and think you're not going to get back love. Now, it may not necessarily come from the spaces or the people that you think it should come from, but it is going to be returned to you, right? So your heart chakra is your true brain, and when when you're discerning things, right? Always check in with your heart to see how you feel, and then you want to ask yourself, why do you feel that way? Any spiritual teacher out here is going to tell you, in order for you to bring anything into manifestation, you got to feel it first. This is exactly why we can go through a day to day and have fucked up shit happening, because you're walking around with the feeling vibration that the world is grimy. You can't trust people. You can't do this because people are this, right? So if you're walking around all of the time expecting and feeling that people is fucked up, right? You're walking around and you're feeling this, right? The universe is going to grant you more experiences to validate that feeling that you can't trust people, right? So what spirit is saying in this energy, that's the stuff we need to work on. We need to work on making sure, heart space wise, heart chakra wise, your emotion wise, right? You're tuning into the vibrational frequency of what you want to experience in relationships, in partnerships, and especially in the fucking relationship with yourself. Okay? If I can't say anything else, the relationship with yourself in this energy is more important than your relationship with anybody else. Okay. So, all of the love and all of the grace and all of the affection and all of the attention you want to be given externally, first give that internally. And then I'm telling you, there is going to be, give that internally and watch your glow up. Give that internally and watch your glow up. Don't try to be the one to bring vengeance on anything or bring correction to anyone for the fuck shit that they're doing. Don't try to do it. What you need to do is center, get into your feelings, right? Because sometimes, what I would say, you got to tell your feelings how to feel and when to feel it. Get into your thoughts. Sometimes you got to tell yourself what to think and when to think it. Do your fucking shadow work. Do your shadow work. There should be nobody here on this earth that knows you better than you know yourself. So do your shadow work. Ask yourself the difficult questions. Meet yourself in the places that you're asking other people to meet themselves or to meet you. Those deep conversations you want to have externally, or the judgment or the gossip that you want to have for other people, have those same judgments and gossip for yourself. And then once you have those judgments and those gossips for yourself, you begin to see that you don't always need to be right. You don't always have to have other people's shit figured out. You don't even need to have all of your stuff figured out. All you got to do is show up and be present in the moment to be able to trust your heart, pay attention to what you're thinking, right? Making sure you're not moving with any type of ill will or revenge towards anybody, but you're doing the best that you need to be doing for yourself. And this is not always easy because the world is filled of unkind people. The world is filled of justice that others feel that they can serve up as manipulation and energy vampiring. But the world is also filled of a lot of people with a lot of light, like we are. The world is also filled with a lot of love and a lot of forgiveness and a lot of empathy, right? Although what's being pushed out to us now as the new normal is dysfunction, lack of love, lack of compassion, the world is still full of people like us that has compassion, that has love, that want to heal, that want to be in relationships and partnerships and friendships and experience beauty in all of the different vases of spectrums that the universe has to give. We don't want to walk around unhappy. We don't want to walk around self-loathing, right? We want to be able to know that the universe got our back, right? We want to be able to know that. And the best way for you to be able to know that is to tap into yourself. Tap into yourself. Check in with you, right? Stop always walking around telling other people how you feel. Tell people how you feel. It's okay to vent, but also telling yourself how you feel is important. Do y'all know that I have conversations with my ego? Just like yesterday, I had to do an ego check-in, right? Because let me just let you know right now. Your ego ain't going nowhere. You cannot get rid of your ego. That is part of one of the dualities in this realm, okay? And ego represents your logical decision making, deductive reason, masculine aspect of yourself. That is what ego represents, okay? Okay. Spirit represents your creativity, your femininity, which is your intuition, your feelings, your emotions. Okay. So that's what feminine energy represents. Okay. So feminine me yesterday. Okay. My feminine self was speaking to my ego yesterday. So I checked in. Hey, ego, what's going on? How you doing? Right? Like I literally be having this conversation with myself. Ego, how you doing today? Everything all right? Nah, girl. Girl, no, shit, girl. My heart is still in pain. What really, ego? You still hurting? Oh yeah, that was some fuck shit that he did. Hell yeah, I'm still in pain. I'm bruised. So I said, ego, well, how long you think we gonna be here? Cause you, if we being honest, ego, we gotta work together right now. And if we being honest, ego, I saw some stuff now. I was trying to tell you, but you were in a love bubble, my love. But we did see some stuff now, ego, right? And ego is saying to me, yeah, well, I can't deny that now. And I know what it is now. But shit, I'm still in my feelings about XYZ and XYZ. And how dare they do XYZ, XYZ, right? So this is what ego like, and literally my ego is responding to me, telling me how it's hurt and broken because of what somebody did, right? So the spirit part of me or the feminine side of me is talking to my ego and saying, well, ego, we can glow up from this, right? Like this don't have to be the end all and be all. Like, so what you need, tell me what you need, because we got to work together. So tell me what you need so I can meet you there and we can glow up together. And my ego just basically told me, I just need to be loved. I just need to know that I'm worthy. That's all. Have that conversation with yourself. Talk to your ego. That's part of who you are. See why ego is acting up. See why ego is not speaking up. See why ego is cursing people out. See why ego is mad at somebody. See why ego took offense. Go ask your ego, like, why are we mad? Why are we mad? Why are we hurting? Why are we talking shit about this person? What triggered you here? Like, have that conversation with your ego. I promise y'all, my ego is entertaining as hell. Okay, I be laughing. Okay, I just be laughing. All right. But this is what is called doing the work. It's called doing the work, like going within yourself, honey. Before you get on that phone, touch in with yourself, right? Have that conversation with your ego. Touch in with yourself, right? I blew my hair out a couple of weeks ago and I'm in the mirror, right? And I'm looking at myself in the mirror. My hair got length because you can't really see how long my hair is right now. Hey, Kia, Miss Love, how are you? So I'm in the mirror like a couple of weeks ago, and I blew my hair out, and I'm so feeling myself. And me and ego had a moment in the mirror. So I'm looking at ego, and the spirit is saying, oh, I haven't, we haven't done this in a while, right? So ego is looking at myself. Now this is me talking about ego in the mirror, and ego is saying to myself, girl, you look good. Girl, where have you been? Girl, you look good. Girl, where have you been? And I'm in the mirror and I'm having this conversation with myself. Girl, where have you been? Girl, your face is flawless. You look beautiful. So I'm having this conversation in the mirror in my bathroom. And I find it refreshing because it's me communicating with me about what's going on in me, through me, and externally, right? So have that conversation with your ego. Your ego is not separated from you, your ego is part of who you are, right? You have so many aspects to yourself, right? You can't do this shadow work and not have a relationship with your ego. That's not going to work, right? You need to be able to do the shadow work and recognize that there's parts of yourself that's fragmented, right? You need to be able to do the shadow work and recognize there's parts of yourself that you got to embrace, that you got to love, that you got to release, that you got to accept. But there's also parts of other people where you got to do the same thing without judgment. People are going to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, where they want to do it, and with whom they want to do it with. So you can't control people. The one person you can control is yourself, right? That's the one thing you can control. Oh, yeah, give me a call. Oh, Kia, you need to give me a call, girl. There's so much to catch up on. There's so much to catch up on. All right, y'all. So I think we got today's message out, right? So we've been on here for about 45 minutes now. I will be back here tomorrow, and we're going to get into the energy about that. I'm going to name the video. Um, I'm going to name the video something about discernment. I don't even know what I named the video. I don't even know what the title of this video is, but I might change the title to something about discernment. Okay. So don't forget, okay, the message is simple. You're going to have to make sure you discern before you respond or react to things, or maybe not even react, take action on things. Okay, you're gonna have to maybe check in with yourself from the ego perspective to see what your ego is saying to you, because your ego may have some valid fucking points, y'all. Your ego is not here to control your narrative of creating your life. Your ego is here for your confidence. Your ego is here for your confidence and for you to be able to balance yourself, right? Spirit is here for intuition. Ego is here for you to get things done in this physical end. They're working both aspect of self. One works internally, right? With the invisible realm. One works externally with the physical realm. So the ego is responsible for the ego is stepping out and being responsible for the outer things. Okay, the way that you show up in the world, the way that people sees you. Miss Coconut says that I'm stepping on her toes. Yeah, no, Miss C, we gonna get it, Miss Coconut. We gonna get it this time around, because we in a new timeline. And there is no reason to fear where we are right now. What we're supposed to be doing is free falling. There's no reason to fear. You're free falling. And you're free falling knowing that you're not fucking perfect. And it is in your imperfections that you find your perfection. It is in your imperfections that you find perfection. Okay. That's your takeaway for today. Ocean's Lover, you are welcome. I love and appreciate y'all also. I am going to jump until tomorrow. We're going to be back here tomorrow around the same time. Okay. So y'all know the deal. Do something kind for yourself. All right. Love yourself. Have grace with yourself. Have patience with yourself. Non judgment, observation with non judgment. So the same things that you would give to another, you give to yourself. And be kind to someone else, not because they might deserve it, but because you can. Because you can. You got that. You're a master. You are your own guru. Okay. And you got this. All right. I love you guys much. And I'm going to see you guys back here tomorrow. I'm going on my hike because I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and spend some time with spirit and spend some time with nature. And my lips are super, super duper dry. And I don't like this chapstick. I mean, this gloss that I have on because it's coming out kind of white and I don't like that. All right, loves. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Okay. Love on yourself tremendously. Love, breathe, cry, um, stretch, do whatever it is you need to do to move that energy around so it's not stuck in one place and you're not feeling stagnated. Okay. Bye, my loves. You're welcome, Miss T. See you guys tomorrow.